Good morning, Batang Valenzuelano. I hope you're doing okay. I'm Ma'am Jamie Villarreal of Pio Valenzuela Elementary School, and you are watching Valenzuela Facebook Live for English 6, Quarter 3, Week 7. In this episode, we are going to talk about the most essential learning competency, evaluate narratives based on how the author developed the elements with a curriculum guide code EN6 RC 1G 1.24.1 to 5. Before we proceed, please type in your name, your grade and section, and your school down in the comment box for your attendance. I will give you 30 seconds to do it, and your time starts now. So if you are ready, get your paper and pen, sit up straight, listen carefully, and let's start our class today. For several episodes now of Valenzuela Facebook Live in English 6, we have been discussing the topic of evaluating narratives that is based on how the author developed the elements such as the characters, setting, plot, theme, and point of view. I am sure that by now you are well aware of these story elements. Let us try what you have learned by identifying the following story elements. Type C for characters, S for setting, P for the plot, T for the theme, and POV for point of view. I will give you 10 seconds to answer each item. So let us start now. For number 1, what is the story element being shown in this picture? The correct answer is letter C, which stands for characters. Good job! For number 2, what is the story element being shown in this picture? The correct answer is letter P, which stands for plot. Amazing! For number 3, what is the story element being shown in this picture? The correct answer is letter S. This is the setting. Great work! For number 4, what is the story element being shown in this picture? The correct answer is letters POV. That is point of view. Outstanding! For our last number, number 5, what is the story element being shown in this picture? The correct answer is letter T, or the theme. Amazing! If you got all the answers correctly, please press the heart button. Congratulations, everyone! Now that we know all the elements in a story, we can now start to evaluate them. But how do we evaluate a narrative? Usually, when we evaluate a story, we try to identify whether the story is good or bad. We check whether it is interesting, satisfying, engaging, exciting, or simply entertaining. But today, we will analyze and evaluate stories based on their elements. We will use a rubric or a guide to check and carefully categorize each element. What you are seeing on the board is a sample rubric. Table 1 is a table where you can see the 5 criteria: the characters, setting, plot, point of view, and the theme. We can rate each element based on the level where they fall on the right side of each criterion. We have 1 as the lowest and 3 as the highest. Let us look at the first criterion, the character. The question is, does the main character undergo a change of learning experience? For 1 point, it means the character has not undergone a learning experience. For 2 points, the character has undergone a good learning experience. For 3 points, which is the highest, the character has undergone a great learning experience. So, we are just going to choose a rating based on the level of the learning experience by the character. In the second criterion, the setting, the question presented in our rubric is the setting well described? It is asking for the manner of the setting was described in the story. If the setting is described with vague details, 1 point. The setting is described with some details, that's 2 points. And the setting is described with complete details, which goes for 3 points. For number 3, are the events in the plot clearly presented and sequenced? We are talking about the plot here, or the events in the story. If some of the events are properly sequenced, that is 1 point. If most of the events are properly sequenced, that is 2 points. And when all of the events are properly sequenced, that is 3 points. For number 4, is the point of view consistent throughout the story? If the point of view is consistent only in some parts of the story, that is 1 point. If it is consistent in most parts of the story, that is 2 points. And if the point of view is consistent in all the parts of the story, that is a perfect 3 points. And lastly, number 5, is the theme clearly developed? If the story barely gives any details about the theme, that is only 1 point. If the story gives few details about the theme, that is 2 points. And if the story gives enough details about the theme, that is 3 points. So, that is one of the rubrics that we can use to evaluate a narrative. We simply assign a score for each of the elements. Depending on the situation, we can sum up all the scores to get a total point. And from there, we can interpret whether the story or narrative overall is either good or bad. Now, we also have on the board a second rubric. This is a simply rubric, but you need to fill out the evidence needed in the third column. It has the same 5 criteria on column 1 and a simple yes or no for column 2. For example, for the first criterion, does the main character undergo a change? In column 2, it is a matter of yes or no. In this example, it says yes. And lastly, on the third column, for the evidence, it says here, the character, Maxine, has undergone a great change from self-centeredness to selflessness. You just need to put a piece of evidence or proof whether it is a yes or no for the criterion. The same can be said for other criteria. Simply decide whether is it a yes or no and then prove it in the third column. Let us apply what we have learned so far in evaluating the story, I Can Be a Star, written by Maria Rita and Santiana. Are you ready to read the story with me? If you are, don't be shy to click the heart button so we can start. Now that you are ready, let us read I Can Be a Star by Maria Rita and Santiana. I can do this. This is my motto whenever things get hard because I believe that God is with me. Come, let's practice. I called my friend, Armand, one late afternoon after our English class. He called other participants to proceed to the school gymnasium. Each one took his assigned place and started reciting the first stanza of the poem. Then, the second, and so on, until we successfully finished reciting the entire piece. Good job, children! You can win this, Miss Villanueva, our English teacher, commented. How did Miss Villanueva motivate the children to do their best? I could still recall one of the most challenging moments in my life 3 years ago when I got sick of dengue. Nobody could tell that I can survive that time. But because I offered everything to God, I have nothing to worry. That moment made me realize that only in His hands can I be sure that I can be a star and will continue to shine even in the midst of darkness. Did you enjoy the story? If you do, please type the word star in the comment area. Thank you, kids. Now, to evaluate the story, let us apply our first rubric to our story. Directions. Rate each element of the story using numbers 1 to 3, 1 being the lowest, and 3 as the highest. Type your own rating in the comment box. Use the example on the board for your guide. You have 1 minute to answer, and your time starts now. Your time is up. Are you done? Let us compare your rating to my rating. Don't worry if we get a different rating. All your answers are correct. There is no wrong with this because these are all just our opinion regarding the story we have read. First, for the character, I gave 3 points. Second, for the setting, it is another 3 points. Next, for the plot, I gave it 2 points. Then, for the point of view, this is 3 points. Lastly, for the theme, I gave it 3 points also. All in all, we have a total of 14 over 15 points as the rating for the elements of the story. Did you get the same or somewhat near to my rating? That's nice. Now, using the same story, let us evaluate using our second rubric. Directions. Fill in the boxes on the second column with your ratings and in the boxes on the third column. Explain shortly why you gave each rating. You have another 1 minute to answer, and your time starts now. Your time is up. Let us try to compare our answers. For number 1, does the main character undergo a change? It is a yes. What is the evidence? The moment when the main character got dengue made him realize that by offering everything to God, he has nothing to worry about. For number 2, is the setting well described? It is a yes. The narrator mentioned times like afternoon, English class, school, and times in the past like 3 years ago to depict the setting. For number 3, are the events in the plot properly sequenced? It is another yes. The narrator narrated the story clearly with a backstory of why the main character believed that he can do it. For number 4, is the point of view consistent throughout the story? This is another yes. From the start to finish, the story made use of the first-person point of view as the narrator is constantly using the pronoun I and refers to it to himself. Finally, for number 5, is theme clearly developed? This is a yes. From start to finish, the story revolves around the main character's faith in God and that he can do anything if he offered everything to God. As long as you have written down sufficient pieces of evidence in the third column, your answers are all correct. Congratulations! You are now an expert in evaluating narratives based on how the author developed the elements through the use of rubrics. Keep in mind that in evaluating a story, you need to examine the experience of the character, the clear series of events, the description of the setting, the consistency of the point of view used, and the development of the theme. With all this in mind, you are sure to nail evaluating narratives. If you have reached this part of the live stream, please tap the heart emoji for us to know that you are still around. Thanks! In summary, number 1, a good reader knows how to evaluate the stories he or she read. Number 2, before evaluating narratives, one must know the elements of the story. Number 3, there are 5 major elements in a story: the characters, setting, plot, point of view, and theme. Number 4, a rubric is a tool you can use in evaluating a short story. We are now on the part of the live stream where I will answer some of the questions written in the comment box. I will give you 1 minute to type in your questions, and your 1 minute starts now. We have a question from the comment box. Are the 2 rubrics given applicable to all stories? This is a great question. The 2 rubrics given in our lesson are just examples of how to use rubrics in evaluating narratives. There are other rubrics that can be used depending on the type or complexity of the story. You may also develop your own set of criteria to examine and evaluate different narratives. Okay, so again, there are so many questions written in the comment box, but unfortunately, we do not have enough time to answer them all. But I do thank all of you for your questions. Just keep on asking, and remember that learning starts with asking questions. Again, tomorrow, you will have a follow-up discussion with your English teacher. You can ask all your questions and clarify some of your ideas with them. So do not forget to participate in the online discussion that will happen tomorrow. For the last time, can you press the heart emoji to like this live stream discussion? Thank you so much. I hope that you have enjoyed today's lesson. Tune in again for the next live stream of the Valenzuela Live for English 6. Again, as our Secretary of Education, Leonor Biriones mentioned, in any situation, learning must continue. Stay home, stay safe, and God bless us all. This is your live streaming teacher for English 6, Ma'am Jamie Villarreal of Pio Valenzuela Elementary School, saying thank you and have a great day.